Hello guys, welcome to i-tutor Academy. In today's session, we will start with Unit 8, Activity-Based Costing. So, objectives of these chapters are understand the concept of activity-based costing, ABC, and its objectives and features. Identify the difference between traditional costing and ABC. Comprehend the usage of ABC and recognize the cost drivers and their types, and understand other related terms to ABC. These are the objectives of this chapter, and structures are introduction is there, importance of activity based costing, objectives of activity based costing, merit and demerit of activity based costing, process in activity based costing, few other terms, activity, limitation of activity based costing, summary is there, key terms are there, self assessment questions also there, and reading materials are there. So let's begin with the introduction part. Activity based costing is a system of costing where costs are first traced to activities and then to products. This costing system works with an assumption that activities are responsible for the costs that are incurred. As stated earlier, costs are charged to products based on the individual products used for each activity. The Chartered Institute of Management Accounts UK, that is CIMA, defines ABC as an approach to the costing and monitoring of activities which involves tracing resources, consumption, and costing final outputs. Resources are assigned to activities and activities to cost objects based on consumption estimate. The latter utilize cost drivers to attach activity cost to output. The important issue of definition are as follows. ABC is a tactic to the costing and thus monitoring of activities in a process. It traces the consumption of resources and then the costing of resultant outputs. In this, resources are assigned to activities and then activities to cost objects based on consumption estimates. It utilizes identified cost drivers to assign activity cost to depicted output. And features of activity based costings are as follows. ABC is a modern approach to the allocation of indirect cost, and cost allocated to each activity symbolize the resources consumed by the activity. As done in conventional costing, ABC is not restricted to the allocation of indirect cost to departments. It moves further to identify the individual activity for indirect cost allocation as the lowest unit. Based on consumption, resources are allotted to each activity and then to cost objects. ABC identifies the activities using the activity cost drivers and results in more accurate cost calculation. This approach facilitates easy identification of cost according to activities cost driver. This costing method is suitable if there is more than one product in the manufacturing line and overheads have a high share in total cost. This approach creates a straight cost and effect associated with the various resources. Development of activity based costing. Limits of the traditional costing system gave way for the development of ABC. The traditional arrangement segregates cost into fixed and variable. As the business grows, the costs become more complex, and then the traditional approach may not be appropriate for making complex decisions related to production and developing product strategies. The traditional method facilitates financial reporting and primarily put prominence on calculating overhead rates for the valuation of stocks. It was seen that the traditional absorption costing approach could not go well with the multi-product scenario, so as change was in line. And in the 1980s, ABC was first defined by Kaplan and Burns. It was taken as modern alternative to absorption costing, which could define product and profitability in a better way. And activity based costing versus traditional costing system. It is two types. There is a traditional allocation method is product, and direct there is cost is there. And activity based is in between, there is an activity, product, activity and cost is there. Okay, you just verify this chart. And activity based costing and traditional costing are differentiated in this column. You just go through it. And activity based columns allows overhead on the basis of various cost pools and activities. And traditional costing system assigns overhead based on a single overhead rate. And activity based costing favorable for technology driven manufacturing process, and it is favorable when the overhead increase is based on various activities that different for various product. Traditional costing system is favorable for labor driven manufacturing process, and also it is favorable when the overhead increases are based on traditional components like labor hours. And next is importance of activity based costing, that is ABC. Decision making is one of the significant functions performed by managers. They may adapt the traditional costing system, which may contain errors in costing due to apportionment and absorption technique. Here, ABC improves the decision making process by providing correct and relevant product cost data. Multiple cost drivers are used in ABC that are transaction based than product based. Cost drivers and rates may also help in the scheming of new product or existing product. ABC follows all activities even outside the factory premises to calculate more overheads. For example, besides the product cost, it touches cost to managerial activities, process, etc. ABC focuses on the cause and effect relationship in costing. This is to bring accuracy and reliability in cost determination. These are the products that are said to have consumed activities. Due to ABC, cost as per activities become visible and more apparent. It can identify action not adding value to the product. Managers may put more control over the activities and can control fixed overheads cost creates by those activities. Objectives of activity-based costings are to recognize several activities in the process of production, including the activities that add value, to eliminate the non-value adding activities, to put emphasis on the high cost activities, to incorporate activities based on distribution overheads, and also to help in decision making process in the identification of a suitable price of product and services, to ensure accurate and precise cost determination of product and services, and also to find options to improve the process and the reduction of cost. Merit and demerit of activity based costing, that is ABC. Merit, it removes cross subsidization issues and also deals with the complicated process and product customization, identification of cost chances, etc. And demerits are it is a complex system. Product and process should be fully known and rely on sophisticated system, and consumes a lot of time and efforts and increase in indirect cost. These are the demerits of this system. Okay, and you just go through your materials for the same explanation, and in case any doubt you can contact us. And for more videos for Ignou MBA series, you just follow us and also share it and like our video too. Thank you so much.
i-tutor ES presents Ignou Mba, complete syllabus coverage classes and individual semester base, subject coverage program for MBA students online and flexible sessions. For more details, contact 62382 1788.